Welcome to Sports Jazz. My name is Isaac. As always, David and Josh, we are in the building already, strapped up in the studios. And today we will be discussing and talking more about Bayern Munich as a club, how it's ran. And without wasting so much time, once again, thank you so much for subscribing. Like and share our videos, guys. Like and share our videos, Sports Jazz. Yeah, and be part of the family. And let's talk, let's drink, eat, and dream sports. Okay, so going into Bayern Munich, I don't want to waste a lot of time. Josh, I see you're burning. I see David is burning. So I don't know who I should. The flames are too visible. David, let me start with you. Uh, just to ask you, I'm going to ask around 3 questions together, but I hope you give me all the answers that I need. One question goes to you, David. Is Bayern Munich the best? Is Bayern Munich one of the best, if not the best, managed club in the world?
Yeah, that's a strange one. Yeah, but as a matter of reputation, they
Yeah.
are because, uh, and maybe we'll get to it in a bit, but
Yeah.
for the longest time, they have managed to be consistent at an elite level because of how they have structured the whole club. The
Mm,
whole establishment is built around ensuring that the squad on the green grass performs excellently. In practice, this means they have footballers all through their ranks, right? Right from the president, the board members, the team coaching staff. They are all either directly or indirectly footballers, either ex-footballers or professionals on some level, but they have been in the game for a long time, and this has translated into Bayern's results. The net effect is Bayern has consistently managed it. They have consistently been dominant on the domestic scene, and we have always seen them as a regular fixture at an elite level, especially in Europe. I think
yeah.
those are some of the benefits of how they are set up. But maybe why we are discussing it now is probably because they had deviated from that a bit, right? Not
Okay.
necessarily in their structure, but in how they approach, in how they work, how they approach the how they
David. Oh God,
uh,
David. Oh, what a.
recently gotten.
Yes, David.
Yeah, for example, they had recently gotten seduced by this whole game of buying players, you know, that scattergun approach of just buying players because Madrid is buying, United is buying, Chelsea is buying. They had slipped into that kind of thing, and we had started to see them become inconsistency. I think it's within that window that Leverkusen has managed to sneak into the game and even lift a championship. But otherwise, I wouldn't mind calling them one of the best well managed squads in Europe or teams in Europe, club sides.
Mm. Yes, Josh. That's a very good insight, Josh. If you can also break down that for me, and you answer the same question, but while you answer that, also add how do you see the youth system at Bayern Munich? I mean, considering all the players that have come through the ranks. Yes, Josh.
Yeah, well, I do agree with David strongly because as if you can see, Bayern Munich is a members-owned club. You know, they at least let the fans have a say on major decisions that take place, and
Yeah.
they they have presidents who have been in the game for a long time. They usually have maybe Uli Hones, Karl-Heinz Rummenigge, you know, people like that, people who have been in and around the game. So a bit deliberate, the things
Yeah.
that they do for football, for them to have a better product on the pitch. With the youth system at Bayern, I think the youth system at Bayern has fallen behind around Europe, as in they used to have one of the best. I mean, they've produced the likes of Oliver Kahn, Phil Plum, but in the recent past, Bayern Munich's youth system has not uh, has not produced a lot of talent for themselves or even around Europe. For in the current setup, I see. I think there's only Bookman, Tariq Bookman. I think he's the only academic graduate who is in the squad. Yeah, but on the whole, Bayern Munich is a football club. Sorry, Bayern Munich is a football team. It's the decisions that they do make are always for the good of football. So whether they buy young players and integrate them into the team, it is for the good of the product on the pitch.
Okay, thank you so much. Before David, before you come in, as always, Nick, shout outs to you. Good evening to you, wherever you are. Hope you're having a great time. And it's always a pleasure to have you on. In fact, prepare your question because I know it's going to come very soon. Nick, prepare your question. David missed it yesterday. Moving on. Yeah, David, you wanted to, do you have anything to add on when it
Yeah,
comes to the the youth system?
the youth system, yes. Something, well, it's not odd, but it's telling happened between Thomas Tuchel and Uli Hoeneß. I hope I haven't butchered that name. So, despite the fact that it's not immediately obvious that you can associate Bayern with the youth, in practice we know that they actually prize their youth system, right? They prize their youth system, and that's what they want to return to. At least there are some indications that that's what they want to return to. Already, we can see in the squad. Maybe we can no longer call them youth players, but we know that they came from that environment. He's called Bambi, Jamal Musiala, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, that's a very, very important player for them right now. He's like he's iconic in the way that Bayern is treating him. They want him to represent the future. But even before him, we have Thomas Muller, who's been there for ages. He's smashing all kinds of records.
Yeah,
I think he has record appearances for the club. But also when you look at what happened between Thomas Tuchel and Uli Hoeneß leveled an accusation against Thomas Tuchel. He said he was that's after Thomas Tuchel had left. Uli Hoeneß said Thomas Tuchel was so focused on the market, on the transfer market, and on new signings. The administration or the leadership at Bayern Munich felt that he needed to focus inward. They needed to find internal solutions, and yet he was oriented outward. So that tells you what they want to see within the club. They want to bring out, to bring up their youth players, because some of them have actually gone elsewhere and performed really well. For example, Bayer Leverkusen, the champions of last season, had in their rotation 2 players that came from Bayern Munich's youth sides. That is Alexander, it's called Alexander Pavlovich, and another chap called Josip Stanisic.
Yeah,
right. Those 2 players.
Sorry, David. Just ask. How about Tony Kroos?
Tony
Did he
Kroos,
come through? Yeah.
Would we consider him?
I think he joined.
He was there for
around,
a long. He joined when he was still young, but I think he had been elsewhere.
I think his youth career was from Hansa. Then from Hansa, is it Hansa Rostock? Yeah, something like that. Then he went to Bayern Munich too.
Bayern Munich.
Then later on, he joined the senior squad. Yes, please carry on.
I fail to remember what age he was when he joined, but at least we see that. And even when you look at their transfers, this season they have already promoted 3 people from their youth side. Last season they promoted 3 kids, right? I think Josh is backstage. So the season before that, they also promoted a couple of players. And it would be interesting for you to know that some of their players that have come from this youth system have failed to break into the Bayern Munich side, but they have gone on elsewhere to become, big stars. For example, United's Joshua Zirkzee, you can trace him back to the Bayern Munich youth system, right? we have been talking about Alexander Pavlovich. Alexander Pavlovich had a very, very good season. Yeah, he had a very good season at Bayern. In fact, he was also, I think he returned from Leverkusen. He was in rotation at Leverkusen. And then he did something unexpected. Along the season, he displaced Joshua Kimmich from the central defensive midfield role. That's how excellent he was. He looks like a frail player, but he's so complete in that role. I imagine he'll be playing it in the future. So with that in mind, I think
I
Bayern
agree.
wants to return.
Sorry to cut you. I agree. He might be playing it in the future because Kimmich is one of the players whose future right now at Bayern Munich is in doubt. In fact, if a good buyer came with the right money, they would let him go because it's still.
I hope they don't make that mistake though.
They
Yeah,
would.
that's a
He's one of
huge
the players.
mistake. Why would you let Joshua Kimmich go? He's one of the most senior players left in the squad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's one of the players. Kimmich and
He should be captain
Davis
of Bayern Munich
and Davis and Alfonso Davis. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, David, as you wind up, so you're literally saying their youth
I'm
system
completely
is way.
convinced that they want. Yeah, I'm convinced that they want to return to the youth system. By the way, before we forget, Joshua, have you watched a kid called Matthijs Tel?
Yes.
You should look out for him. Matthijs Tel, excellent football player. Yeah, he's still very young. Yeah, he's very good. He didn't come from. I'm not sure he came from their youth side, but he's in that age bracket. So we see that they want to return to that type of thing. Yeah.
Sure.
Another one is Sasha Bowie. Sasha Bowie also at left back.
Sasha Bowie,
the
defender.
Yeah. So those are kids. Even though they did not come from, especially those two, even if they didn't come from the youth system at Bayern Munich, we know that their age bracket is exactly what we are looking out for at Bayern. So I think with that, we can say maybe the future is going to return to their roots.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, David. That was a very beautiful insight from you guys, and I know it's somehow connected to the question, but now let's try to go a little bit more deeper into the recruitment, right from the managers, the recruitment of the managers, scouting of the players, the Dubai, and one of the players. By the way, to me it was a surprise, very, very, very surprising that they went to Burnley and got Vincent Kompany. They even said they even paid some money to Burnley because the contract was still running with Burnley. So it was a bit surprising. I mean, of all managers around, not that there are really very many available, but I do think. I mean, come on, no one saw that coming. I'm not saying Vincent Kompany is a bad manager, or okay, he's not really up to that level, but I think a club like Bayern Munich is way above his head or way out of his league. Yes, David, I see you're frowning your face. You want to come in? And as you come in about that, it also takes me to Hurricane. I think it was a panic buy for. I know that they wanted to replace Lewandowski, okay, but I don't think Hurricane was, much as he has scored goals for them. I don't think he was the right player that fits or suits their system. Yes, David, say something.
Why is that? Why do you think so?
Who, me?
Yeah, on Hurricane.
On Hurricane, is he doing? Okay, I'll give an. Is he doing what Lewa used to do?
Yeah, he's scoring goals.
He falls back a lot.
He's scoring goals.
Well, he's not exactly
36 goals in the league.
Sometimes he forgets.
What more do you want?
In fact, sometimes you see the manager telling him to come back. Sometimes he forgets and he falls back a lot. No, seriously. And to me, I think it was. I mean, they could have gone for other players apart from him. I mean, they are good players.
The way I see it is, they were replacing the goals. They were replacing the goals. Stylistically,
and they paid a lot of money for him. He's almost how old is Hurricane now? They bought him when he was nearing 30, or no?
Because it was worth the potential drop off. Had they not acquired him, they would have dropped off much further from, let's say, a Leverkusen. Yeah, but back to that appointment of Vincent
Vincent
Company.
Company. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, Initially, it also surprised me a bit. I didn't expect it. The fact that he doesn't exactly have elite managerial experience.
Yeah.
But when you look at the reasons why they actually acquired this player, and I want to connect
Mm,
this to the initial conversation we're having about Bayern looking like it wants to return to young talent, then he
mm,
starts to make sense. One of the remarks that was made about Vicent Company, and by the way, for me, this is a cringe kind of thing. Whenever people
mm.
say a manager is a Pep clone, it's a bit of a cringe for me because it's never really the case. When you look closely, it is never actually really the case. But
Yeah.
he cannot avoid that label. Anyhow, at Anderlecht, an ex-manager of Anderlecht, I think at that point he was player coach. So he came in playing a very brilliant style of football, of course
And by the
recognizable.
way, his promotion also from the championship to the Premier League, the story was also amazing. Maybe that also contributed.
Yeah, so an ex-coach at Anderlecht was saying he's trying to be like Pep Guardiola, and then Anderlecht got its worst start to a season, which was 4-2. But the takeaway was that they had put 2 goals past a team that had beaten them. And we see that
Mm,
even at Burnley. Their problem was never scoring goals. He's
mm,
doggedly determined to attack and attack all through the game, right? That can look naive, especially when you bring a side like Burnley to the Premier League. The Premier League, the top Premier League teams have a lot of firepower, so you'll consider a lot. But the takeaway is that his teams are high-scoring teams, right?
mm,
And now when he goes to Bayern, that issue of the cover at the back immediately goes away. Bayern has
mm,
assembled a good list of their repertoire of defenders is impressive. They have a new kid. Well, we'll talk about that when we start digging into their transfers. But they have a
mm,
good set of defenders. So you want to believe that maybe that will shift things in his favor. And then he has totally absorbed these principles of the proactive type of play. And when you look at the players at his disposal at Bayern Munich, add to that the small detail that he actually has built a reputation, especially at Burnley and maybe even at Anderlecht, of developing talent. That's what the ex-players are talking about him. The players he has worked with, they keep saying he has helped them grow, develop. They're not even talking about the style, but they're talking about their own individual growth. I want to
mm.
believe Bayern Munich has done that homework better than us, and which
Thank
is
you.
why they have promoted a few young players, and they're going back to that youth type of thing.
Okay, just before you come in, or before we move on, Nick is saying Hurricane has scored lots of goals in a very bad Bayern season. Respect this
Totally
man.
agree.
He even scored 30 goals when Spurs finished seventh in season 2022 to 23.
I
Yeah.
totally
Nick,
Thank
agree.
you, Nick.
thank you. Yeah,
Well
thank you. Okay.
said.
Yeah, Josh, I'll come to you. We were talking about the recruitment and scouting at Bayern Munich. I mean, Devi was breaking it down for me why company was why they had to get company from Burnley to a top tier club like Bayern. What's your view on that? Was it the right decision? Or in other words, are they going to have
Uh,
any regrets?
well, we wait to see whether it was the right decision, but in the now,
Mm,
I think it was a surprise decision for many people in football. Like we didn't expect it, but later on, when Bayern Munich made the decision, then we started to analyze why Bayern Munich would make such a decision. Then we started to look at Vincent Company closely, and then you would see that even when he was a player, there was always telltale signs about his success at the heart of defense for club and country, that
mm,
maybe one day he will end up in the technical area. And the work that he had done at Burnley when they were in the championship, he came to the Premier League and he was stubborn enough to play the same way he wanted his team to play. Burnley was actually very entertaining. It was good to watch. You would only see that the players do not have the technical ability to pull off the things that he would want them to do. But it
mm,
was beautiful to watch. High scoring games, You know, they were deliberate in everything they did, which was a good thing to see. So when Bayern Munich came for his services, you would slowly understand why they want a player like that. For me, I do think that Bayern Munich wanted Vincent Company majorly to get back to playing like the modern European team. They're already a
Okay.
great team, but
Mm.
and only Madrid is winning trophies, not playing the modern football. And who plays the modern football? Vincent Company. Fresh ideas, and can we get a player like
Uh,
that so we can be they don't want they didn't get Vincent Company to win the Bundesliga of Bayer Leverkusen. I think they got
okay.
Vincent Company to go to win a Champions League, playing attractive football.
Okay. Thank you so much, Josh. Well, again, digging into both the recruitment. Now, let's go to the summer signings, current summer signings. In the same bracket, we're also going to speak about players that have moved out of the club and those that we still think might be sold and leave the club. Bayern has signed, I think, around 4 players already this season. Is it only 4? Okay, those that I know, because there's a kid, by the way, there's a kid called Gibson Nana Adu, bought and then loaned back. And then there's also another kid called Maurice. Is it Kraten Macha? Yeah, Kraten Macha. Also bought, 18 years old, 18 years old, and loaned to Division Two, a club called SSV, still in Bayern Munich. Anyway, but those prominent, okay, not prominent, but some of the names that we know, former Crystal Palace right winger Mike Olise. Josh, I think you like the gentleman very much. Paid 53
Oh,
million
beautiful
euros.
player.
Then there is Yao Paulinha. He joined this season, right?
Great addition.
Then you have also centre back. Is the name, man. I'm not so good with the name, but Hiriko
Hiroki
Ito.
Ito.
Yeah,
Hiroki
Yeah,
Ito,
yeah. Then you
that's
have
a very good player.
Brian
very good player
Zaragoza.
from Stuttgart.
Mm.
Brian Zaragoza. You have Amido Sieb, Eric there. That was a funny one. I don't know. Hurricane must have been so happy when he joined. But yeah, that was also a very, very
No,
funny, weird
Ken
transfer.
found there,
Joined,
didn't he?
really?
Yeah, Ken must
No,
have found there.
Ken, no, there I think he
no,
joined. He found him there.
no.
Oh, he
Yeah,
joined late.
on a free transfer.
Oh,
I think he just joined in
I
June.
forget the details of that.
No, I think
yeah.
he joined in June. He joined in June. He joined in June, July. Sorry, July, 1st July. That's when it was official. Anyway, so I mean, again, in the same, as I was saying, in the same bracket, I wanted us to speak to talk about players, some of the players that are being pushed out or that are likely to be pushed out of Bayern Munich. And the prominent names that we know, we have Alfonso Davis. Okay, very good left back. He's given a contract, but he's not happy with the contract that was given to him. And Bayern has an option either to say, yeah, to let him run down his contract, works on a free transfer, which would be really, really a very huge mistake, or they give him what he wants. Or again, they sit on the table, negotiate, because I mean, there are no teams looking out to buy Alfonso because of his price tag. Also, is wild. Also, there's Joshua Kimmich that we talked about earlier on. It's also the same thing, and I think that will be, those two, if they left Bayern Munich right now, it would be a really, really, really huge blunder. David, what you
But
think
you've
about?
forgotten the real ones. You've forgotten the real ones that they
Oh,
want to get off their books.
no. You mean
Manchester,
Mazarawi and Delight?
Manchester United's
No, you're saying
Mazarawi
that as
and
a
Delhi.
Manchester United fan. I was going to come to that.
No, those
But
are the ones they want to really
see,
get rid
okay,
of.
okay. Now, you know why I'm saying that they don't
So
want to get
The other
rid
ones are complex
of them?
situations.
Okay, yeah, because the other ones don't have buyers. These guys already have buyers. Manchester United, the bid was rejected, and now I understand they are going in back full force to get the two players. But Josh, let's go. Let's get back to the signings and Joshua, Kimmich, and Alfonso. If they're to leave the club, don't you think that would be a huge blunder
Yeah,
for the club?
It
I
would
want
be a
to.
huge blunder if Joshua Kimmich left the club and Alfonso Davis. Alfonso Davis would end up at Real Madrid and he would win a Champions League.
And
I mean,
and
he's
and
that
that's
quality of
why
a player.
he's
He's
trying
that
to do.
quality. Yeah, he's that quality of a player. No, I mean, but if Bayern Munich, unless Bayern Munich, like I said before, is not the Bayern Munich of the old where it had young players coming through the ranks and they were
Mm.
really good. So if you said that there was a kid coming through who was half as good as Alfonso Davis, then maybe you would say you let him go. But at this moment, I don't think Bayern can let Alfonso Davis go because much as you play attractive football, you need the players. Actually, company doesn't even have to look for players who fit his style of football because there's already a structure at Bayern that is pro football. It will only do the things that are for the product on the pitch to prosper. So I think it will be a big mistake. And Joshua Kimmich is the most experienced player left at Bayern. Okay, there's Thomas Muller, but I mean a regular.
Mola is
I
not going
don't
to be
think
getting
Joshua Kimmich
that
is
game
going
time.
anywhere.
Yes, David.
Yeah, I don't even want to think that that can happen. The Joshua Kimmich situation. You know, some of the confusion that kicked out Thomas Tuchel came from that. The
Mm.
positions where Thomas Tuchel struggled the most last season was central defensive midfield because they kept rotating. In fact, we've been talking about Pavlovic. Pavlovic, when he returned in November, from that point on until the end of the season, I think he featured in that role more than anyone else. And you realize that Kimmich was pushed back to right back,
To right, yeah.
and then yeah to right back. So
Yeah.
Pavlovic kept pairing with a number of people there. We saw an occasion where when Alfonso Davis was injured, then Guerrero came to substitute, but Guerrero would occasionally also come to midfield and pair with Pavlovic. Then occasionally we would see Goretzka and someone else. So there was no consistency in that role. You know, I imagine that's one of the roles that's one of the issues that Company is going to solve. We know that everywhere he's been, that number has been, or that the midfield roles have been very steady. Just before the show, we are talking about the kid Berger that United wants to sign.
But yes, Sanderberg.
So yeah,
Sanderbaj.
and Sanderbaj. So Sanderbaj paired with another dude called he was called Josh something, Josh Cullen. So
Yes.
Josh Cullen, even if Burnley was relegated, Sanderbaj was impressive, and Josh Cullen made it into the 60 best players in the Premier League. Imagine that, and that's a testimony of how good Company is with polishing talent. And but also, more to the point, that's a role that we believe Company has nailed down, right? Even at Anderlecht, because I think he got Josh Cullen from Anderlecht and carried
From
him over.
Anderlecht, yeah.
He's already very clear with what he wants that position to look. And when you
Mm.
look at the options he has at Bayern, you want to believe that among the 4 or 5 players he has for that role, he can immediately see who is going to do that for him. He doesn't even have to include Joshua Kimmich in the picture. And even if he did, I believe that mentally he knows what that position or that role is supposed to look like for him. So that's one of the things he's going to solve for, I believe. And when that happens, Kimmich played his best football when he went back to, to right back. You could see
To
that
right
he
back.
had no joy. Yes, he
Oh,
had no joy. He prefers
Yeah.
to play in midfield, but he was
yeah.
excellent. His
Well,
season rating was like very high after that.
I
So
really hope.
true.
I really hope he stays because
So was he at the Euros anyway?
after the
Yes, yes.
preseason game between Bayern Munich and Tottenham Hotspurs, where Bayern beat Spurs 2-1, in an interview, he did state that he's interested in discussing a new deal with Bayern. But again, in general, uh, I mean, there's no need to put that friction because you can always talk to each other sensibly. You know, Bayern also has a very stubborn chairman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very,
definitely.
very. If you 2 days ago when he was asked, I
But
think it was right after this game, he was asked
yeah,
Bayern beating Spurs. He was asked about delayed situation. He was like, I don't want to speak about that right now. Yes, there's activity in the background, but maybe we are waiting to see if something better comes on in terms of bid, a new bid. But I'll speak about it. I'll speak about why it's like this after the player goes. So in my mind, I'm like, you're already pushing.
So
But,
there's a
from
problem
what-
with that role.
But you
Yeah,
heard
yeah.
what
Problem
Kevin
with
said
that.
about Vincent Company, that even before he came back from his extended vacation, he was hearing all these things about the manager. But when he reached and felt what the manager was about, he actually got excited to start playing under the manager. He felt
Working
really
with
good.
him.
There's a good vibe
They
at the
always say
place
that.
because
They always say that. I'm telling you. They always say that.
But it's actually
Yeah.
right. We
But I
see
think it
that
was
with
also a shock to
Salah.
them to see that it's
Yeah, it's
Vincent
surprising
Company
to everyone.
coming.
Yeah, that's why he's telling you that he had all these things about Vincent Company, and he had not yet come. But when he got a feel of what the manager was about, he got excited, and he can't wait for the new season.
Yeah. Anyhow, real quick, I know we had said about this again because the Delight and Mazare situation. Are you confident, Josh, as a Manchester United fan, that they're coming? They are going to join United?
No, I'm not. United does not have the money to do some of these transactions.
Me, I think they do have
They
the money,
have to
but the
be.
new management, Ineos,
No,
under
United
Ineos,
does not have the money. United has to be creative. For all the good work that Ineos has done, Ineos must take out
they
players.
can
We
sell
must
players.
sell players.
Yeah,
We
you have
do.
one
We
Bissaka,
United does not sold players.
Ericsson.
Everyone has been rumored to be going, but no one goes. Yes,
By the
we
way,
have they're on huge wages, but we have to find a way to let them go. We did let Donny van der Beek go, and we accepted. We
cheaply, but
cut
it
our
was worth it.
losses. We got
Yeah,
500. We sold him
500,
500,
500,000 pounds,
500,000. You can
bro.
imagine, yeah.
But it's
But
good.
we
His
just
wages
needed
were
to get him.
ridiculous.
Exactly. We just needed to get him off our books. So, which was a good thing.
And I think United can raise up to 75 million pounds if they sold, assuming Bissaka for 15M.
Who?
Listen, Bissaka for
Uh-huh.
15M. Then you
Okay.
sell again. Let me give you the names. You sell McTominay
Yes.
for 25M.
Oh God.
No, I won't say
McTominay
30, but
30.
25M. Wait, okay, 30.
Hey.
How much is that?
Yeah,
That is
30.
45, right?
45.
That's
Yeah.
one. Ericsson for 5. That is 50.
Ericsson has to stay.
Ericsson. No. Listen. I'm giving you my Ericsson for 5.
Okay.
Those are 3 players
Okay.
now. That's 50.
Yeah.
You go on and you have Victor Lindelof. How much? 10. Maximum 15. Eh? That is 60, Josh.
He has 1 year
Maguire.
left on his contract. You've been
Maguire.
lucky
Yeah, okay,
if someone
10.
gave you 10.
10. Who else? Maguire. I don't know who else, bro. There's even no room at
Maguire
Maguire.
25. But
Yeah,
who
25.
wants him?
I know if 25 it comes through, that's a good sign. And
You
there
know
you
the
have it,
biggest
75.
For me, the biggest problem that United has is the player that can attract a reasonable fee is the player the club must keep. You know, no matter who we buy in the midfield, in defense, I think we should keep Scott McTominay as a squad player. You cannot be buying 2 midfielders as squad players.
I would say McTominay can go if Man United are serious and they bring the other Brazilian midfielder they did talk about.
The
Richard
Colombian,
Rios.
Richard Rios.
Colombian, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, by now, if the interest in Richard Rios watered down, I don't think we are still interested in that route because he was cheap. Yes, he had a complicated situation about his ownership, but he looked cheap at the time.
Okay. Thank you. Yes, David.
I missed an interesting point there.
Yeah.
About Matthijs de Ligt.
Yeah.
So I also have my doubts about that signing, but probably for different reasons. So Bayern goes out in the market and picks up a kid called Hiroki Ito.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What a player.
It's so unfortunate that kid is now out injured, similar to United's
Lenny
just
Yoro.
came in.
Yes.
Lenny Yoro. Yeah. But just to give the audience a sense of who Hiroki Ito is, he's exactly like Calafiori. He's exactly like Calafiori. And so you're
was a
thinking
glove
he was...
Arsenal fans,
He was a
Arsenal fans,
glove
of all
fit player
players,
for Man United.
clubs
and
have
Ten
both
Hag.
play.
Yes.
Listen, clubs have both defenders, but David being an Arsenal fan, he's smearing Calafiori.
No,
You can always give
we
an
know why
example
we know why
using the
Calafiori
defender.
is very exciting.
No, but
we know why Calafiori is very exciting. But
yes,
the thing is, normally when you look at the common names, that's not where the gold is. This is a player that was previously unknown. But I believe this season he's
played
going
for
to
Stuttgart.
become...
Stuttgart finished second in the league.
He finished second in the league, you see. And this guy was instrumental. He's like Calafiori. He's a very, very proactive center back. He can also play at left back. He's a left-footed Japanese player, right? He can carry the ball. He takes risks. He will have the odd goal. He's 6'2", tall like Calafiori, right?
Bro,
he's a challenger. He gets into tackles. He's an all-action type of player, you know.
Yeah.
True.
But at the back of my mind, I'm thinking
he's 6'2".
Yeah, he
he's
mentioned it.
6'2".
He mentioned
He's
it.
a tall guy. Yeah. And he's very comfortable on the ball. Excellent passer of the ball, you know. He's always looking forward. His first instinct is to attack, you know. I'm thinking it's exciting to see that kid at Bayern.
Very exciting.
Now,
he's
now injured, so
well, him being injured,
we'll delete then be allowed to go with that situation. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Bayern Munich is still looking at getting the services of Ta. They're strongly interested in Ta. They hope that if they can get money from Delete and Mazraoui, a certain amount of money that they want, they will go and get Ta.
How old is Ta, by the way? 20?
I'm not sure how old.
25?
Could be 25.
Guys, moving on real quick, because I see now the time is starting to chase us. How affected, how bad was it for Bayern Munich not to lose? Sorry, for Bayern Munich not to win. I'd say any trophy last season. I mean, major trophy. Okay, I'll say major trophy.
So
I mean, see, you had Bayer Leverkusen
really
winning.
Having won,
you had Bayer Leverkusen winning. Just Sheldon winning everything. They almost even won the Europa.
Yeah.
In a
having
minute.
Having won the league for 11 years straight, I mean, it was really odd that they couldn't even manage the DFB Cup or something. It was bad for them, but at least it was good in the sense that they got self reflection.
Yeah.
Now they can. Yeah, now they can know.
Yo, bro, do you know there's a time Bayern Munich won consecutively the trophy 11 times in a row?
Yeah, they've won 11
I think that was between 2013 to 2020. 2013, 2023? I'm not certain.
Until Bayer Leverkusen.
Yeah, 2023 last season.
11 years.
Yes. Until Bayer Leverkusen.
And you know why people won't call the Bundesliga a farmers league or something the same way they try to ridicule PSG? It's because
the Champions League trophies.
The Champions League, their performance goes even through the champion, because within all those years they've won the Champions League. They beat your best teams at any day. Ask Arsenal. Those David, you know very well. You're a witness to that. Not just beating, but real beating. Anyway, David, tell me, do you think it was a bad one?
I think we gave away that one. Anyway, back to Bayern. You see that since Pep Guardiola, the rest of the managers that have followed Ancelotti, whoever else you can think of, they have all won something. They have all won the domestic league. But I think they have been booted because since Guardiola left, and maybe we can have that discussion on a separate day, but ever since Guardiola, we haven't seen Bayern Munich looking sure-footed as they usually do. Yes, they have taken the domestic honors. Yes, they have competed in Europe, but they have not looked convincing. And that's the trouble they have.
I agree.
So the proof of this is Bayer Leverkusen's triumph last season. It proved that they have been teetering on the brink of collapse. Even if they had the quality to win honors, they needed to reflect and go back to what they used to do, to build projects, not to just get a. It's like Bayern was a gig, like a very expensive gig for elite managers. You just go there one season, you'll win the domestic trophy, and that's just a recipe for disaster. So they need to build, which I think goes back to the initial conversation of company. Makes sense. They probably want to stand behind him and allow him to build out his ideas.
Okay, thank you so much, guys. So the last one, very easy, guys. Will Bayern return to glory this season and win the trophy? Yes or no, David?
I hate those questions, but I think given a chance, something will give. If they give company a chance and support him, because at least personally, I'm sold. I'm sold on company. I feel like if they support him the way they probably have, it looks like they are giving him a considerable amount of support with the recruitments they're making, and company has another thing going for him.
David.
He's a personality, right?
David.
He's a leader.
Yes.
And with some of those prima donnas in the Bayern side, I think he can pull something out of the heart.
So in other words, we shouldn't be shocked if he wins.
We shouldn't be shocked. We don't expect it, but we shouldn't be shocked.
Yeah, Josh, please do not take me through corners. If you're talking,
no, I'm not going to take you through corners. I mean, like,
are they winning or no?
From what I saw at Burnley, from what I saw, company.
Have you seen him training? The clips?
No, I've seen the clips. I've seen the clips. And by the way, you should know that company is multilingual. He speaks French. He speaks Belgian. He speaks Flemish. He speaks German.
Anyway,
he speaks English. Josh. So it's an addition. But what I'm saying is, I got convinced with watching him at Burnley, and I could see that the players. He just doesn't have the right tools. At Bayern, so I know he does have the right tools, and so he will have his way. He will have his way.
Thank you very much. I'm thinking, no, he's not winning. That's me. That's my opinion.
Short answer.
Very short answer. But okay, Nick, we're going to come to you. Yeah, Zach, we miss you too. Zach is saying, guys, there's something we're all living out. Bayern changed the way they used to play. German teams tried playing Pep style, not the Duchess style. Bayern needs to return to its own principles. That's true. And well, one would argue that by doing that, but again, they've failed. I mean, they've tried to do that.
That is true. That is true.
Listen. But they've been hiring managers,
German managers, to just
trying to help do that. Style. Yeah. And when Pep was leaving, many were talking a lot because he had not won them a UCL. But I think after he left, that's when they started seeing the man was doing something. Yeah, to Nick, we're going to Nick.
One.
Question time from Nick. Isaac, will Leverkusen win the Bundesliga again? No, they will not. But I still don't give it to Bayern as well. David, who will score more goals? Who will score more per goal? By goal per game ratio? Haaland or Kane? Simple, very simple,
straightforward.
Yeah, straightforward.
I think Haaland.
Bro, there's not even thinking. I was going to help you. Haaland.
I hate that answer, but I have
David. Yes, it has. Yes, Josh.
Wow. That's a difficult one, but
Josh,
yeah, real quick. Yeah. Hey, wait. Isaac,
okay,
Nick,
let me
real
get
quick.
Your question. No, let me get to your question, Josh. You failed. Anyway, that was David's question. How far do you think Bayern will go into the Champions League this season?
Yeah, what I'm saying is Bayern Munich, I think, actually hired Vincent Kompany to help them to play the modern football that is attractive and might win them a European title. But it is just too soon for him right now. And like
David 16,
said,
group stages, semi-finals, quarterfinals, finals, winning the trophy.
David once said, losing. The Champions League is psychological. So,
guys, let's go into the Olympics. Josh, please, I need your answer. How far do you think Bayern will go? I
Semis
cannot
again.
believe I can. My,
Semis again.
yeah, Nick. Nick. Thank you as always. So, yeah, Josh. Again, please. Let's make it in a minute. Olympic
Yeah.
Olympic semifinals yesterday. Morocco being knocked out by Spain. I know you rooted for Morocco to come through. Then France knocking out Egypt. Morocco was beaten. Morocco was beaten 2-1. France won 3-1. So in other words, you have a finals. Spain versus France. Something everyone anticipated in the last in the tournament. The Euros. Well, it's happening here at the Olympics. Uh,
Under
Quick in
23.
30 seconds, how were both games, and in the other 30 seconds, who do you think will win? Who are you rooting for? Spain versus
I
France.
watched I watched the Spain game, and
Yeah.
Morocco looked good. They did so many things right, but they couldn't win the game in the 86th minute. Spain snatched an equalizer. No, actually a winner. They scored a winner
Mm.
and snatched the game away from Morocco. So
And
it ended
France?
2-1. The winner, the France game, I didn't catch the France game, but
Yeah.
3-1, I saw Kerry Henry celebrating
I saw
that
him
he might
dancing.
just be getting a gold medal.
You haven't
Yeah,
seen the clip. He was dancing.
I've seen
So,
the clips.
uh,
I've seen him
who are you
dancing.
rooting for in the finals?
France, Thierry Henry.
And Devi, I'm sorry, I'm not good. We are against time. Just tell me who you're rooting for in the finals, Devi.
France.
You're rooting for France. There you go. I'm also rooting for France. At least something we can all agree on. Anyway, guys, real quick into the transfers in the next 2 minutes. Of course, uh, Manchester United is still working, trying to sign both Delete and Mazarawi. I'm assuming something is almost about to happen. Very soon, we are going to have a here we go from uh, Fabrizio, and also Joshua Zaxi will wear shirt number 11. That is, if you remember, Anthony Marshall. He had 11, then went to 9. No, he had 9, then went to 11.
Leave
Yeah.
Martial out of
Uh,
this.
and of course, Kylian Mbappe will be on the free kick duty at Man United at Real Madrid. Then Strasbourg has an agreement with Porto to sign Goncalo Borges or Goncalo Borges in a deal of 9 million euros. Then you have which are the deal? Chido Obi Martin has finished his medical at Manchester United and will be very soon unveiled as a
Next
Manchester
one,
United player.
Bossy.
What's making news in the transfer headlines is Donny Olmo's move to Barcelona. Everyone thought it was off, but well, it's a here we go from Fabrizio Romano, 55 million euros plus 7 million euros add-ons in a long-term contract. I didn't see that coming. I always thought Nico Williams was going to come first. And by the way, speaking about
Yeah,
Nico,
I
the
also
deal is
think.
off.
Yeah, but I think they needed Nico Williams more than they needed Daniel.
Yeah, that's what I also think.
If you discount the very likely injuries that will plague their midfield, yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Julian or Julian
Avi
Alvarez is in
Pedri.
talks. Guys, Julian Alvarez is in talks. That's also a shocking one. But I remember I told Josh that these guys want to sell off Yao Felix, although Felix is still there. He's back to training. But it looks
I
like they
think
have
he's
an
been
agreement,
signed.
5-year contract. Who?
Yeah. The personal terms
Yeah,
agreed, right?
agreed. 5-year all time. So now the clubs are agreeing on the fee, but he's not going to come cheaply because he's still young. He's a very good goal scorer. So you can see that he's not going to come very, very easy. And by the way, guys, when we get time, I think we should also try to look into West Ham. West Ham has done some really, really good signings. They are
And
coming
Aston
through.
Villa too. Yeah, they're coming soon. We are
Yeah, yeah.
coming
And
soon for them.
the news that did shake Manchester United fan, I don't know whether in a good way or bad way. Josh, you did talk about it earlier. I see you're itching. Please go ahead. The midfielder, CDM, because I understand Manchester United is standing away from Ugarte because of the price. I thought they were going to agree on a loan deal with an option to buy, but it looks like, well, they are turning away. Please give us an insight on that and how good is the player in a minute.
Sander Badge.
Yeah.
Yeah, United has turned away from the Ugarte deal because of the fees involved, and they're looking to sign Burnley midfielder Sander Badge, very
Yeah.
very decent midfielder, very decent CDM.
Smooth.
He's the one Javi was telling you about.
Smooth.
Okay. Thank you. And yeah, Chelsea have agreed 35 million deal to sign Samu Omorodion from Atletico, 7-year contract. Josh, that brings me back to what you were saying, trying to beat the FFP rules. But I thought this was stopped. But it looks like they're still
No,
signing
it wasn't
contracts.
stopped. It wasn't
Mm,
stopped.
the same contracts. Yeah.
You can give the player a long contract of above 5 years, but the
Yeah.
amortization of the
Mm.
transfer fee should be only within the 5 years. So he could
Ah.
have 8 years,
Okay.
but
Got you.
then just the 5 years.
And PSG have held initial talks to sign Jadon Sancho from Manchester United as per Sky Sports. I personally, I think that would be really, really good for Sancho to leave Manchester United.
Please, please,
Crystal
please.
Palace have rejected
Dear Lord.
Newcastle's opening. Yo, Crystal Palace did reject Newcastle's opening bid to sign Mark Guehi or Mark Guehi. And Josh, please, I don't know whether Adieli is watching. Do you have 30 seconds for Adieli's Newcastle?
Yeah, I did give him a huge brief yesterday. Adieri
Yeah.
or Osula did his medicals yesterday.
Okay. Thank you so much. And by the deal between Atletico and Man City is approximately 95 million euros. That is 70
Yo,
upfront euros and plus 25 add-ons. That's a lot of money,
whoa.
but
And
he's worth
City
it. He's
just
worth
bought
it.
him for 14 two
Yeah.
years ago. 14.
Mm. Josh, real quick, give me three players who you would think who you think Manchester United should turn to, because it looks like
In
Ugarte is
midfield.
off. Yeah, in midfield,
Yes,
CDMs.
it's CDM.
Sander Badge.
Uh, I like Richard Rios. I like
Okay.
Zubimendi.
Okay.
I like that Sander Badge.
Mm.
We've actually been interested in all of them. Let's just drop Ugarte and go back for Zubimendi
Okay.
or Sander Badge.
One of the
Actually, Sander Badge would even be better than Zubimendi, because I saw in the
see.
preseason games that we played, we need uh, we need someone with like huge lungs.
Okay. One thing we did forget about Bayern Munich was they are trying to sign. I don't know where it is because I see it kind of started with the whole rumor, but now it's calm. I mean, there's no dust. Them signing Florian Wirtz. I mean, he would be a great addition to the Bayern Munich squad. But again, I would prefer him staying at Leverkusen. And Leverkusen also needs to step up. They're not signing really, really good players. So some players they signed, but according to me, I mean, it could have been a miracle last season. So they need to
If
step
it
up.
is
They need
not
to keep the
broken,
consistency.
don't fix it.
Well, Nick is saying, Zach, I like the Bayern under Jump Jenkins. Bro, everyone likes that Bayern.
I know.
Bayern. That
And
Yeah,
Bayern
I
he's
was
don't.
saying it
superb.
was playing the German football.
Yeah. And this is still Zach saying United should consider Anton Starch of Hoffenheim. Sorry, Hoffenheim, and he's better than Nogate. I haven't really paid much attention to him, so I don't know. But yeah,
Thunderbird is from the Premier League.
yeah,
Less time to
Yeah.
acclimatize.
he would adopt so
I also
fast.
think
Very.
he's smoother on the ball.
Mm.
Mm.
West Ham's hopes of signing Aaron Wan-Bissaka are stalling because the 26-year-old is pushing for a massive payoff from Manchester United to leave the club. Josh, it brings you back to what you were saying. The
Ed Woodward's
players,
problems.
Ed Woodward left players with very, very huge contracts, and clubs cannot
But pay
afford to
him
have
and
them.
he goes.
And even it's a problem
Sell
for a
Jadon
player
Sancho, pay him and he
to,
goes.
it's a problem for a player also to come and take such a huge pay cut. I mean,
Yeah.
one would say otherwise. Well, still, Fabrizio on Danny Olmo, he says, I understand he will be flying in Barcelona tonight. Yes, medicals and everything. And your man, but we haven't rated. I don't know when we should speak about La Liga, but because I see now Atletico Madrid is also making some good signings. They just signed the Chelsea. Oh, they're about to sign Chelsea. Conor Gallagher or Gallagher. Now they also have Julian Alvarez. There's another gentleman I'm forgetting to. I'm forgetting, but they are making very good signings. Very very good progress. Uh, I think that's it for today, guys. So happy for you to have made it. Once again, Chido Obi Martin has completed his medical at Manchester United player, rather as a Manchester United player, as a new Manchester United player. And I
Yeah,
hope he gets first team football. He doesn't go to play for the
it,
youths or under 21.
he's not gonna get any first team football. He needs a year in the environment, at
Well, you
least
never
a
know.
year.
Mm,
Oh, I would like for him to play when Hoyland and Zaxi are fit, not because they are not available. That will
mm.
be too much for the
Okay.
kid.
All right. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. David, great to have you today. Josh, great to have you. Zach, you missed. You have to report and explain why. And shout outs to you, Nick, and everyone, Brenda, Charlie, everyone who has been uh, in the comment section trying to say something. Thank you so much, guys. We have the finals of the Community Shield at this weekend. We will be coming very soon on Thursday to the sect, give you a review, predictions, who will win, predicted starting 11 from both sides, and also yeah, it will be a watch along. I mean, on the day on Saturday, it will be a watch along, guys. Those that please want to join, do not forget. And once again, subscribe, share, and like our button. Subscribe and share, like our YouTube channel, Sports Jazz. Josh, please say something before we sign out. And yeah, David will be the last one.
Yeah, to all of you who will watch after the live broadcast, thank you so much. Keep supporting our channel, Sports Jazz.
Yeah, hit the like button. Yeah, David, you have a word?
Yeah, cheers to the audience. I'm suspicious of Nick. He's he's making us idiots very slowly and steadily. It's like he has an
Yeah,
agenda.
Nick. Thank you once again, Nick.
Thank you,
Shout out to
Nick. Thank
everyone
you,
once
Nick.
again. Yeah, see you tomorrow, same time. Cheers. Sports Jazz, subscribe.